My brother and I were born and raised in Western Montana. We're very aware that when most people think about Western Montana, they think about visiting Glacier National Park. So my brother and I set out with a goal on this trip to share some of our favorite parts of Western Montana with you, so maybe you think a little bit different about Glacier Country. Good morning, beautiful people. If you're new here, my name is Amanda Zitto, and that is my brother Gary. We're currently here at the Evergreen Motel in Libby, which was actually a very pleasant stay. We found out, thanks to a little booklet, that evidently they built most of the furniture themselves out of wood that was reclaimed when they renovated the motel, which is super cool.
That's awesome. Did a good job.
Today, we're heading to go see the suspension bridge outside of Libby, and then we're gonna go up Lake Koocanusa and see if we can't catch something. Who knows? Right now, we're gonna get the bikes packed up and go find some breakfast. This tour of Montana wouldn't have been possible without this video's sponsor, Revzilla, the best online resource for motorcycle parts, accessories, and riding gear. You can find a full list of all of the riding gear that I use in this video in a link in the description. We have to do the drive-through. We found breakfast at the only place in town that was open on a Sunday in Libby. Unfortunately, the lobby is also closed Sundays, so we walked the drive-thru to get our chai and our breakfast sandwich. Well, we showed up to the Have a Java Espresso here in town because it's the only coffee shop open in Libby on a Sunday. But the lobby is closed, so we walked through the drive-thru. We now have a nice breakfast bagels and our chai, and everything is right in the world again.
The Kootenai Falls Swinging Bridge was built by the Forest Service to access forest fires across the Kootenai River. This footbridge was destroyed by a major flood in 1948. The bridge was rebuilt on concrete piers and is now protected from flooding by the Libby Dam. It is suspended 40 feet above the turquoise water and offers a beautiful view of the Kootenai River Gorge and pine trees, if you can take your eyes off the boards immediately in front of you while crossing. If you're in the Libby area on a motorcycle, the Lake Koocanusa Scenic Byway should definitely be on your to-do list. Lake Koocanusa is a 90-mile-long reservoir that is held back by the Libby Dam. There are multiple points along the lake for camping, fishing, and boat access. The water level of the lake was so low when we visited, we had a hard time trying to find spots where we could access the water to fish like we had planned. We had our own bit of fun, though, riding on part of the exposed lake bed.
I got to test out the Africa Twin's agility on the exposed sandy lake bed, and the ease at which I was able to navigate it while riding it made me fall in love with this bike even more. Navigating the sand while parked, though, was a different story. I'm stuck!
Backwards?
Backwards! Ugh. Yay! Yeah. I kind of like the DCT for off-road.
It would be kind of nice for it just to shift for you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're standing up. I have the problem when I'm standing up, I can't shift.
Yeah. I saw a sign that there was like a creek access that way.
Okay.
Up that way.
I guess that makes sense, that creek comes down.
After exploring a handful of dirt roads leading up creeks that feed the lake, we decided fishing Lake Koocanusa was not in the cards this day.
The Koocanusa Bridge near the Canadian border is the longest and highest bridge in Montana, standing over 270 feet above the water, depending on the water level. Whitefish and Kalispell are ideal places to resupply if you're in need of parts or other things only bigger cities can provide. Be aware though, Whitefish can be quite spendy. In comparison, hotel rates in Columbia Falls are a little better, but still have the side effect of being a gateway town to Glacier National Park. We chose to stay at a hotel called Wonderstone at Glacier, which had been recently renovated. The beds were comfortable but a little low, so if you have knee problems, maybe look into some other options in the area. It could be a great option for solo travelers though, because they do offer a hostel-style bunk room, which was the cheapest bed near Glacier National Park short of camping. If you're on a tighter budget, there are some great options on Hip Camp for dry camping, if you don't want to drive a couple hours out of town to the nearest national forest campgrounds.
Well, we have made ourselves right at home here at the Wonderstone in Columbia Falls. We had a fantastic dinner at the Three Forks Grille. It was so good.
It was very good.
It was, the cannoli. Oh, I'm going to have dreams about it. We both agreed, best food so far. That's it. I'm going to go to sleep now. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, beautiful people from Columbia Falls at the Wonderstone. They actually have stash tea. I was very impressed. Today, the goal is to go camping. Like actual proper camping, not glamping like we have been doing and the hotel stays. But it has been very chilly. Holland Lake is the goal. We're gonna go find ourselves some breakfast, maybe visit the Montana Vortex. I haven't been there since I was like 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to pack the hotel room now.
We're gonna pack the hotel room?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. You just stuff it all
Just
into
like,
the saddlebag
fold
and
it up, and
then
then
it just pops out.
couldn't be in Columbia Falls and not make a nostalgic stop at the Montana Vortex. Depending on your own personal beliefs, the Montana Vortex is said to be a home of the Golden Vortex, a quantum or gravitational anomaly that allegedly redefines the laws of physics and nature. No matter what you believe, it's a fun place to spend a couple hours.
We picked up groceries in Big Fork, and while we were packing everything back onto the bike, a gentleman asked us where we were headed, and we told him Holland Lake. He said he had never heard of that place and got in his truck and left. There was a gal in a car next to us with her window open, and she said that she had been living in Big Fork for 10 years and had no idea where Holland Lake was. So, safe to say that our campsite was someplace even the locals didn't know about.
The Seeley Swan Valley is known as the Outdoor Lover's Paradise because it acts as a launching point to the Bob Marshall Wilderness Complex, which covers 1.5 million acres. The Seeley Swan Scenic Drive is a 90-mile-long corridor along Highway 83, stretching through the Swan Valley from Seeley Lake to Swan Lake. There are hundreds of natural lakes ranging in size from a few acres to several thousand acres, all squeezed into this narrow, heavily forested valley. The Mission Mountains rise to the west, and the Swan Range walls off the east, creating a pocket of solitude.
Well, we've made it to our campsite right when it started to piddle. We did a good job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But the campground host here is so nice, and we found a spot right on the water. So we're gonna get our tents up, hopefully before it piddles even more. We also stopped at the Harvest Food in Big Fork and picked up some groceries so that I can make dinner. I'm starting to wish that I had brought a fly tarp. So we could create a dry area. Ooh, I made a good knot.
I'm trying to be under the tree where it's dry.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's true.
Caveman rock.
fly rod. It's the Redington Trailblazer. Part of the reason I was so excited about this fly rod is because it breaks down into more pieces than an average fly rod, so it's short enough that it would fit in the duffel bag that I carry all my camping stuff in, so I don't have to carry it on the outside of my bags, which is awesome! My brother and I used to go fly fishing with our dad all the time. Angler's All was also really kind and sent me a couple of flies to try out with my new rod. Also not sponsored. I paid for this fly rod and the reel. The only thing that I didn't pay for were the flies that they kindly sent to me. I don't think they were catching any fish tonight, brother.
I don't think so.
I think this lake really needs a boat. You just can't get the fly out far enough.
Even just a little paddle. You don't need to get out far.
Just a little bit farther. Like, we can see where they're jumping, but we can't get the fly out that far.
Not without wading out there. It's a little cold for that.
It's a little cold, and we don't have waders. How do you like my new fly rod, brother?
It is nice.
I mean, I'm glad that I have it. It's a lot of fun to practice. Mm-hmm. Half of the fun of fly fishing is just casting. My brother was a Boy Scout. We are gonna cheat a little bit for dinner. I have a packet of quinoa and brown rice that will heat up in combination. I'm gonna cook some mushrooms and zucchini. This way I don't have to worry about burning the bottom of my pot. We can just heat this up in the pan once the vegetables are done cooking. It's already pre-cooked. You may have noticed if you watch me a lot, I don't normally make campfires, and that's because I'm normally by myself. And I normally just want to make food and go to bed. I don't want to have to stay up for an hour plus past my bedtime just to make sure that it's out. And I normally am only carrying enough water for what I need, not necessarily enough water to actually drown out a fire, which is very, very important. Please drown out your fires. But tonight we're near a water source. There's literally a spigot across from our site, and they have a nice, good designated fire pit that will protect it from going crazy. Very important.
Man, make fire. And then, like, you see him come out and he's got, like, there's like a shot of the empty pizza box, and then he pans up, and then here's this bird flying away with the whole pizza.
We were at the store and we did not get marshmallows or chocolate. I'm not gonna lie, brother, last time I had s'mores, they were not as good as I remember them.
I actually don't like the s'mores, I just like roasted marshmallows.
Mushrooms always look like it's a lot until you cook them down.
Yeah, and then once they cook, then it's like not enough.
Yep.
That's the problem I always have.
Gosh. We're just going to split a line down the middle and eat out of this.
Okay.
Thank you for bread, brother.
I heard him go.
Well, we're gonna finish dinner. We're going to wait until the fire goes out, and then we'll drown it, and then we're gonna go to bed and hopefully stay warm. It's supposed to get pretty chilly tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button if you did. A huge thank you to my patrons on Patreon who make these videos possible. If you would like to support the channel as well, for as little as $1 a month, you can support me over on Patreon and get access to videos early ad-free before the rest of the world. If that's not up your alley, that is totally okay. I appreciate you guys just for being here every single week. Question for the end screen crew. What is the weirdest place that you've ever had to wait out a rainstorm?
That's a good one.
For context, we waited at the Montana Vortex for like an hour? 2 hours?
At least.
At least an hour.
Maybe over an hour.
For the rain to pass. And not necessarily like we were just sitting there waiting for the rain to pass, but like I was taking my sweet time putting on my rain gear.
And we were making decisions about where we were going.
Yeah. There was a slight chance that we were going to go to Pole Bridge, but we opted for our main plan instead. And I'm really glad that we did, because the ride here was pretty. This campsite is gorgeous.
Yes.
I think we made the right decision.
I think so too.
In the meantime, guys, I'll see you later. Yay!
Pumpkins eat fish.
Wonder. Very bright from the window, and you're like a black blob. Maybe you should come here. People are gonna be like, why is your brother always so far behind you? Are you really that much of a narcissist? There we go.
Ta-da!
Brother was not warned about the hiking. Do I have a tripod literally inches away from me? Yes. Am I gonna use it? No.